What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Lucid, I want to go over some of the current data points, break it down on what's causing so much volatility today, and then finally cap it all off near the tail end with a kick-ass interview with the man himself, Faisal Sultan. So I'm going to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that said, let's get right to it. So starting off, Lucid is up 1.06%, already a very volatile day. So it did have a high of $2.99. And that had nothing to do with Lucid itself, so no news, no SEC filings, nothing like that. Rather, good old 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗘𝗧. So he posted this, so his first post in 3 years on Reddit, and it was his holdings in GameStop. So it shows he has 5 million shares of GameStop and 120,000 call options, June 21st, 2024, $20 strike prices. So very good stuff when it comes down to that. And 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗘𝗧 kind of caused that meme rally 2 weeks ago, which Lucid did participate in. So obviously a lot of heavily shorted stocks kind of went up with that, with GameStop, AMC, and many others, and no different than today. Just this time around is a little bit short-lived, so it only lasted for like a good 10 minutes, something like that, and then it started to sell off. I don't know if there's some correlation to this, but for instance, Berkshire Hathaway is down 99.97. There's a lot of market glitches that is happening. So if anything, if I was to make a educated bet, it would be that big money is trying to mess with the stock market to prevent a massive short squeeze. That's just my own interpretation, of course. But starting off with some of the data points, shorts are increasing 229,000 shares this morning. So very doubtful about the validity of today's green day. 27.65% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 244.91 million shares overall are being shorted. Utilization 97.53, and then cost to borrow average 29.81%. So as I stated in the past, based on this, like if you kind of remove the Lucid name from here, all the fundamentals do indicate that this is a squeeze play. Just the only thing that Lucid has really missed out on, in the past at least, is a surprise catalyst. That's what you need to really prompt a rush of buying, and then through that gamma, and then possibly even a short squeeze. So that's one thing that Lucid has always really missed out on. The market's been open roughly around an hour, 228,000 in calls, 55,000 in puts, very evenly divided between bullish and bearishness. Of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be roughly above 350 for this week. So in my opinion, I think it's more correlated with what is coming with 𝗪𝗓𝗡𝗘𝗧 rather than anything, because the only thing that's coming out this week, which someone did remind me in the comments, is the shareholder meeting, and that is slated for tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific. So there is the 4 hot topics right here. Nothing really crazy to write home about, but if you are interested, I can definitely live stream this, but it'll probably be a 15-minute call probably, and none of these are crazy, so no speculation. And if all these are either approved or denied, like Lucid's not going to pretty much move based on any of this. That's just my own interpretation, of course. But right now, there's not that much institutions really looking at Lucid. Only one transaction's above $100,000, and it was a sell based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price. And in fact, the price was below the bid. So someone was very anxious and wanting to sell out of Lucid. These are some of the transactions so far on the dark pool, so only one transaction. So even shorts aren't really doing all of that crazy amount of stuff. And when it comes to Lucid right now, with that $2.87, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So $2.91 is going to be a strong support, and then $2.97 as well. So as far as today's high of $2.99, it did temporarily break above this R2, but clearly didn't really last all that long. So just take note of some of the strong support and resistance points and everything else. On the actual chart, still in the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, so definitely a good thing in that regard. You do see it attempted to break above that 100-day moving average as well, and Lucid always typically does struggle with that. So I think based on the technicals, because for the most part, with the exception of 2 data points, this is a very technical driven week, I still do feel that things are going to be moving up with or without Roaring Kitty kind of giving it a nice additional push. So let me know your thoughts if you agree, disagree, or whatever floats your boat. One thing as well I just wanted to cap off this video with was this. So it was a interview posted by ESG. They only have 107 subscribers, so I'm gonna link it in the description below so you guys can pop over there and give them a follow. But it looks like they were actually the hosts of this actual interview itself. And I really like this. As I've stated in the past, I really like anything to do with Faisal Sultan because he's definitely a very good asset to Lucid, and he's very knowledgeable and pretty much like straight to the point. That's what I like. But as far as when this did occur, I'm not really sure, so take that with a grain of salt.
Good afternoon once again from 𝗖𝗎𝗧 Abu Dhabi. Very pleased to welcome Mr. Faisal Sultan, Managing Director of Lucid Motors Middle East. Thank you very much for being with us. Very interesting and inspirational keynote speech from your end. How do you foresee the EV market in the MENA region, in the Gulf, amid all the new entries, particularly the grey market?
Well, look, I think we saw some data today also in the panels and in the keynotes. It is definitely going to grow because the government is completely behind this. Mm-hmm. You know, the Saudi government, the UAE government, even some of the other GCC countries have their own initiatives to really, and I think they understand the importance of having sustainable transportation, electric vehicles, how important it is to get to those goals. So, you know, I think it's going to grow. I think by 2030, as Saudi has said, they aim to have 30% of new car sales in the passenger segment as electric vehicles, and I think I believe it's 10% here in the UAE, but by 2050, 50%. So very ambitious targets, and I think definitely local manufacturers, Lucid, because Lucid is one of the manufacturers that are going to be producing in the region. Yeah. So we will definitely contribute towards that greatly, and we will also help with the really the policy setting, because we have started that. We are working with a lot of the government entities because, as you said, grey market is a concern for some of the local manufacturers also. I think price is the thing that is going to really help us control that. And pricing a vehicle in the right segment at the right price, I think that is going to play a key role. One of the reasons why people bring vehicles from other markets is because they're probably getting a better deal. Yes. So that is why I think policy, OEM pricing, supply chain localization for the local manufacturer, and also at the same time, the informing the consumer the product value and the characteristics, because not every car is the same, know, and when you get into an EV car and you see a very nice interior, that doesn't mean you're participating towards sustainability. Look at the battery size, look at the efficiency, all of those. When you look at that,
on a side note, that's actually a very, very good point that a lot of people seem to overlook, is the reason why EVs are around. And I think just people are losing focus on that point, on why EVs were actually originated. And I think he brings up it's 100% on point. And this is why, again, I like him. He's straight to the point, and sometimes he just brings up stuff that people might be overlooking.
The cost of ownership, I think, will come into play. So some of the cars that are coming probably from the grey markets, might not be the right cars, for the.
Any special warranty that you are offering?
So Lucid has a state-of-the-art warranty on all our major components, powertrain components like battery, motor, and related components. We have an 8-year warranty, and that actually gives the consumer really the comfort to get into a car like Lucid, which is a highly regarded luxury, technological car.
Is it open mileage? Is it open mileage warranty?
No, I think there is mileage. I don't remember the numbers, but I think if you're driving normal mileage, unless it's really a 40,000 kilometers a year type of a driving habit, I think you'll be okay.
All right. Okay. As you know, in the Middle East, we love SUVs for different reasons, including the geography and the terrain. Are we going to see any SUV or crossover from Lucid?
Well, yes, we have announced last year in the Los Angeles Auto Show, we unveiled our SUV, the first seven-seater SUV that we are producing. It's the Lucid Gravity project, and that is now we've announced it's going to be offered to consumers by end of this year
in the Middle East,
in the North America market.
In the US?
It will be followed
after?
a year after or sooner, depending on homologation.
Yes.
So we will have that available in the Middle East region also, and I think that is a phenomenal product. We have a lot of that. The cars are now in studios, and the consumer is loving it. I've actually driven one, and I can tell you that the experience is amazing. Nothing like that in the market right now.
Just in terms of the markets, so you are very strong in Saudi Arabia. Next, you are very soon opening up in UAE. What next in terms of local Gulf markets?
Yeah, I think we'll continue our rapid expansion.
Where do you see the potential?
I think, look, as I said, the numbers are huge, for electric vehicles in this region, especially if you're in the luxury segment and the premium segment. People love technology. People love luxury. They are the pioneers in this region when it comes to these things. So I see a huge potential. I think I personally see more OEMs now probably going to start manufacturing after Lucid opened the gate for manufacturing in the region. I think that is continuously going to happen. There's going to be more market entries, I also believe, that are going to happen.
What do you mean market entries?
I think the more OEMs are going to definitely come, because I think they are seeing the success of electric vehicles in the region. You can see in Dubai many electric vehicles. When I used to come here 5 years ago, I never saw this much.
But OEMs and the local dealers of the conventional brands, global brands, are reluctant to push in terms of marketing.
I think a lot of it is the consumer information, right? So the range anxiety was a big thing for consumers. They were used to think that, look, where are we going to charge? There's no charging infrastructure, and we're going to run out of fuel or energy. And what are we going to do? But I think now we need to really have an informed consumer. A Lucid Air gives you 883 kilometers on a single charge. Nobody drives that much
for big countries like Saudi Arabia. This is a big plus.
So definitely, and if you're living in Dubai, and you can just charge at home. If you're coming from Dubai to Abu Dhabi, or going from Dubai or Abu Dhabi to Sharjah, you can easily do it on a car like a Lucid Air.
Mr. Faisal, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
So yeah, once again, this is why I still do feel, I know some people don't like when I bring this up, that he should be CEO, because he's straight to the point. Like, he actually, you could tell when he was asked about the warranty, that's kind of more of a random question that maybe he wasn't really given in advance. And when it came to the kilometers, he didn't really know, and he didn't try to kind of sugarcoat it. He's like, I don't know. There has to be one. So it's, I don't know. But yeah, anyways, regardless, let me know your thoughts on that interview. And have you been buying Lucid? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with Lucid? One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 ad, and they give you 5 free stocks, each valued up to $2,000. So pretty kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.